Hi there. So, who would have thought we would have been in this situation? As you can see, I have an impaired hand. I'm wearing this splint. I used to have a massive cast, but now I'm just in the splint. And it occurred to me that this mirror box that dates all the way back to the 90s. The first time I was working with it, I was interested in testing people who had stroke and testing them with a mirror box. And at the same time, I had proposed a study to do with people who had phantom limb movement. And I proposed that study to a person called Professor Ramachandran, who welcomed me into his lab to test some of the patients that he had there. It was a lovely experience. And through the experience, we began talking about the possibility of using a mirror box. And my interest was really to see if it might help people who had stroke. I haven't since had the opportunity to test people with stroke, but as you well know, Rama used the idea to test people who had pain due to amputation. So I'm back to this mirror box now, and I'm back to it for different reasons. I have my own impaired hand. I broke my wrist in 3 places, and I have a lot of mobility problems with that hand, and I'm a strongly right-handed person, so it's not ideal, but I am training up my left hand to do various other things like play table tennis. Anyway, here I am at home looking around for a mirror so I can construct my own mirror box. And would you believe it? We don't have a mirror in the entire house. But I realized I could use my laptop as a mirror because the screen itself is quite reflective. So what I'm going to do is just show you what I'm using here. I'm going to move the camera so you can see it, a closer shot of it. So here we are, and here is my mirror box. It's my laptop computer. Here we are. I've put something on the keyboard so that I don't keep hitting the keys. And the mirror box then would just go just right to a person's midline like this. And this, of course, is the screen. And if I look around like this, I'm looking right into the screen, and it's got a mirror-like reflective quality. So now if I put my good hand, my left hand, and I move my hand around like this in front of my reflective mirror, and I sort of tilt my head just a little bit, I can see that left hand. And given that it's left, right, reversed, it looks very much like a right hand moving. And as you can see, my right hand, this hand here, isn't moving at all, nor does it move very well. So if I were to use the mirror box, the idea would be I would stare at my moving reflective hand in the mirror like that. And if the mirror box illusion works correctly, I should get this sort of uncanny feeling as though that's my right hand moving. Now, to tell you a little secret about this, the effect doesn't actually show up in everybody. And we've run some studies in control participants throughout the years in my lab here in New Zealand, and have found that only about 1/3 of the people really show the illusion. So it's not something that works on everybody. But if it were to work, I would feel my hand as though it's actually moving in a mirror. Now, this is an interesting thing that I can move my fingers a little bit, but not fully, but I can move them like this. And if I just move them that little bit, yeah, I could convince myself that that's actually my hand moving quite a lot more than it really is moving. So that's the idea of a mirror box. And you too at home can try this if you can find anything reflective. One of my friends has used the reflective steel top of a pan. You can use that. You could make your own with a computer like this, or you could take a mirror off the wall and set it up and use that. And so that's the mirror box. And I hope you can have luck with it in some way, or at least enjoy trying it out. Thanks. See ya.